Since when did multiculturalism mean surrendering Australian liberties?
There's been some that have been agitating in the Parliament to nullify the laws, to remove them off the statute books. Think about what kind of toxic message that would send to the New South Wales community. And I think the advocates for those changes need to explain, what do they want people to have the right to say?
Australians are a tolerant and inclusive people, so why do we need special laws just to stop us from being able to express our opinions? And since when did protecting diversity mean sacrificing Australian liberties? I mean, Chris Minns and his government are out here defending these new hate crime laws, pretending they're about keeping people safe, but let's call it what it is. It's a legal straitjacket on free speech and another layer of government overreach designed as inclusion.
What kind of racist abuse do they want to see or be able to lawfully see on the streets of Sydney?
They always sell it the same way. We need to protect vulnerable communities. Words can be dangerous. Hate speech leads to violence. But who decides what counts as hate? Who decides what's acceptable? I'll tell you who decides. The blob. The blob. And the blob never stops at just the bad people. It always expands. Today it's about preventing extremism. Tomorrow it's banning criticism of government policies.
I recognise, and I've fully said from the beginning, that we don't have the same freedom of speech laws that they have in the United States. And the reason for that is that we want to hold together our multicultural community and have people live in peace, free from the kind of vilification and hatred that we do see around the world.
Next week, maybe just questioning the multicultural utopia is considered a fucking hate crime. This is how every authoritarian regime starts, not with tanks in the streets, but with language controls after they've taken away the guns. Because when they own the words, they own your thoughts. You think about it. When immigration policies fail and crime skyrockets, think machete-wielding gangs, you're not allowed to talk about it. And when certain governments and communities demand special treatments, questioning it makes you a bigot. And when the government prioritises foreign interests over its own citizens, you're labelled dangerous for calling it out. And the kicker, the same people pushing these laws are the ones who scream about diversity and inclusion until you include an option they don't like. No one told us that multiculturalism was special rules for them and different rules for us. It was supposed to be about bringing people together under a shared destiny and in a shared identity, an Australia that we all believed in. Instead, we're watching our own traditions and our own values, our freedoms eroded in the name of tolerance. What happens when tolerance is only one-sided, when one group gets special legal protections and the rest get silenced? That's not multiculturalism, that's cultural submission. If you think that stops at speech laws, you haven't been paying enough attention.